Welcome everybody. Noreen, you can put on your video if that's okay. It's good that we are social distancing, but we are physically distancing, but socially we are still connected, right? That's good. So yeah, so today, once again, we are on week 15, I think, on Ask the Expert platform by Fit Unit and PRKPP. So welcome everybody back again on our Saturday session at 9 p.m. So today's topic is the main topic is about self-mastery by Prof. Mohammad, our usual regular panel. All right. And also we do have a so this is like a the main topic is self-mastery, right? So today he will actually talk about how to be being a better person, having this goal for everyday living, right? So I think we all strive to be a better person. I think like Mahatma Gandhi said it very nicely. You want to be the change that you want to see in the world, right? So you yourself have to be the better person before you see other people who other people good first, good, right, after that. So yeah, so Prof, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. Very good evening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all my good
Evening, Prof.
friends. Yeah, good
Everybody.
evening. Good evening, Francis. Okay, I think our weekly activity time really flies. Yeah, I thought it was just like recently we had our last session, and now it comes again on a Saturday.
Yeah.
That is great, and Alhamdulillah, I see that quite a number of our audience, viewers, listeners, regular one are there, and I hope that we can all be, as what Felicia says, the agent of change. And to be the agent of change, you have to change yourself first. I think that is very important. Okay, today let me just share my slides. Uh, I think host disable the participant sharing. Felicia? Felicia, I think you need to.
Done.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is what we are discussing tonight. The issue about goals, and then later how we can be a better person. And the main title is basically about self-mastery. So right now, I think we need to really look at ourselves, our so-called, have we achieved our goals? Goals can be long-term goals, medium-term goals, short-term goals, or even immediate goal for the day. Because every time it is very important for us actually to plan ourselves for the day, to be a successful day, as what we have discussed before. So as you know, goals, how much we achieve. So if we were to look at in terms of time-wise, in terms of now, we are, let's say some of us are in the 20s, some of us already in the 30s, some in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and whatnot. So how much have we achieved whatever that we plan to achieve? Usually for student, obviously by the time you reach into your 20s, I think you want to achieve a goal whereby you can go into higher education. At least you get into universities, you get into degree program, diploma program, any form of, kemahiran kind of a program. That is also very important goals that you need to achieve at this age. And subsequently, maybe in terms of marriage, in terms of relationship, and subsequently somebody might end up into having children. So these are the goals that we want. Most important also, that the last week topic, we are talking about happiness. That is another psychological goal in terms of happiness. And most important, always remember that for us, we have goals when we are alive on this planet, on this earth. And obviously, we also have what we call afterlife goal. So to some of us, we are also very seriously look into what we call life and living now and life and living after in the afterlife. So have we made any progress? This is the question. Quite a number of times, we actually did not realize that we remain the same over and over again and without any real goal. Obviously, we thought that we have achieved to our satisfaction, but actually there's still a lot more room for further achievement, for further improvement. So sometimes we don't realize that. There was some statement before about what we call, they call it the date graduate. That means upon graduation, they did not progress further. They did not go for lifelong learning. They did not going up to the level, achieving to not only just degree level or diploma level, but they become master and then subsequently they took up much more further level. So that is very important because some of us, once we start working, we may stay on until we retire to that level of what we have only. So maybe that is where we need to look at ourselves seriously. What happened to our progress? And as you know, there is no progress if there's no struggle, no pain. Obviously, there's no gain. So we have to do something. We have to actually do some, put some effort. Then we can actually move forward. So, but even though it is a slow progress, it is much better than there's basically no progress at all. I think this is all very important phrases that we need to actually look into seriously. And so, problem is sometimes by the time we reach certain level, certain age, we actually lost clarity about what we really want to achieve. So I guess this is a good caption whereby, you know, with good eyesight, not blurred by things around us, so we can see very clearly. So with clarity, we can gain more focus. Obviously, with more focus, we can move forward. So are we in the same old way, or should we find new ways to be better? So there's always what we call, if we remain the same old way, we'll get the same result. If we have a new way, possibly there will be another better result that we can achieve. So this is what we call self-mastery, whereby you really understand yourself very well and you know what you really want, and you are actually in charge of yourself. And it means that actually you take control and you are disciplined in getting what you really want to get. So basically, that is what component of self-mastery. And there are many areas that you need to be master in yourself, in the area of spiritual well-being, in the area of mental and emotional well-being, in the social well-being, in your physical well-being, in your career, and in your financial ability, financial level. So these are the many areas that actually we need to consider because some of us are just actually able to achieve certain domain or certain being, but unfortunately, the many other areas is not really properly enhanced or not really live up to the potential. So somehow it will pull us down to become or achieving our goal. So here actually there is a three-step formula toward self-mastery. Number one is always remain yourself to be a humble person because never end up even at this stage become arrogant and always believe that you have still a lot of room to improve. So you must think yourself not to say that you already achieved very highly at this time or at this stage. It doesn't matter what age you are. So always look at your worst than what you think of. Yeah? So maybe with that only then you can move forward to be better. Always cultivate what we call the beginner's mind. In anything, there's always a beginning of a thing. So always actually, you know, look for new things so that it become a beginning for you and open to change. So there are many times that people are already in a way actually thinking that that is the thing that they want. So they are stuck there and they did not move on to look into other areas or they don't want to improve further from whatever the level they are in. So obviously they are not wanting that much change. As you know, change is not easy. There is always resistance to any form of a change, especially if you're already in our comfort zone. So with a comfort zone, it's very difficult to change. But always give yourself the discomfort, because the discomfort make you move forward. And also the second step is that learn from anyone, everyone that is around you. Because you can also at this point of a time, maybe some of us reaching our age 30, 40, we already possibly take a role of a teacher to other people. But at the end of the day, still we are a student to ourselves and to other people that who can teach us much better than what we know about certain things that we actually lacking knowing and things like that. So learn from the wise, and sometimes also learn from the fools, because both you can actually learn. Then you do reading, you do listening well, you see things, you learn through experiences are very important. So keep continue learning. As you know, there is a phrase that you will have to be a lifelong learner. Never stop learning until death do you stop learning. And also you have to invest your time and effort. So every day you must have this so-called goal of actually wanting to learn, wanting to get new things. So open yourself into learning, and then you should actually allow yourself to be in the process, trust the process. Whatever that you are in, there are a lot of things still. There's a lot of room of improvement for improvement. And also failure can also be a very good learning ground. Any obstacle, any challenges at the end of the day stop you from moving forward, and possibly, as you said, you reach a stage of being hitting the wall and you fail to move forward, but you learn how to get around it. You learn how to actually get over the problem that you are facing. So these are the possibly a very good important formula that you need to look at. So always remember this, watch your thoughts, because your thought will become words, and watch your words, they will become actions. Watch your action will become habits, and the habit will become your character, and your character will then lead to your destiny. So wherever you want to go, whatever you want to be at the end of the day, so look at all these things, because as you said, as we know, all these so-called started with our thoughts, our thinking. If our thinking is correct, is good, then it end up will be very good destiny. If not, it will actually stop you from reaching the best that you can reach. As you know, this is what we call the growth mindset. For a person with a growth mindset, actually nothing stops them. They really want to try new things, they want to learn, and they really want to learn. They don't worry about failures, because they know that failures is an opportunity. They actually develop, increase, enhance their potential, their intelligence. Remember, intelligent quotient, IQ doesn't mean anything, even though it is normal for you. You have a normal IQ, but actually, in terms of most important aspect is achievement quotient. From the IQ that you have, the potential that you have, you must learn how to use it. And with that only then you can see how you achieve. So with an example, if someone has a normal IQ, but unfortunately, because he doesn't want to be better, he will remain having only an average score. But someone who wants to be much, much better, more advanced than anyone else with a normal IQ, he always maintain himself in the A level score kind of thing. That is because he uses his intelligence to the utmost potential that the intelligence can offer him. Right? So he embrace the person will embrace challenges, like to have feedback, or this is another important issue. Quite a number of people don't like to have any form of feedback, especially negative feedback, especially destructive feedback. People don't feel good about it because they think that these are personal in nature. It threatens their ego. But actually, even then, if it is even not a good feedback, but try to understand why this feedback come about. Try to see whether there is actually some truth in that kind of destructive feedback or negative feedback that was given to you. Then keep trying and trying and trying and never give up. And then when you are better, you always then uh, can inspire others. and actually you are also inspired by others. Remember Stephen Covey's effective behavior. Actually, he has developed what we call the ninth behavior. The ninth behavior is actually inspire others. Right? So if you are the agent of inspiration, then actually that will be good. Because you already been inspired yourself by a lot of other successful people, then later you can inspire others to be also like you, able to achieve whatever that you want to achieve. And don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about failure. That is actually the growth mindset as compared to the fixed mindset. Obviously, the fixed mindset will rather limit himself or herself to move forward. So that is a very important aspect that we need to always look at ourselves where we are. So sometimes fixed mindset is what we call you remain in the status quo. Even though you reach the level of 60, 70 years of age, you are not much actually get better. You remain the same. So remember this mantra, me too, that you can always talk to yourself, talk to your subconscious mind. Every day in every way, you're getting better. So we use this in hypnotherapy kind of mantra for people to listen to them during the subconscious state. So obviously, you will never be perfect, but you can still be better, right? So this is where a positive mind person knows their position. A positive mind person doesn't worry about wanting to be perfect, but still keep improving in whatever they are doing. In all this domain, as I mentioned earlier. So there are 10 ways to be a better person. First and foremost, are you willing to actually identify your faults, identify your weakness, identify the issues that actually partly you contributing to it yourself. Remember, anything that happened to an individual, there will be a component parts of it that is from themselves, even though there are other people around them that could actually further aggravate the situation, but partly the fault is themselves. And one of the fault that you can have is actually you self-blame, you self-defeat, and negatively thought about yourself. And then the second aspect for possibly you must always willing to change, because only people with wanting to change will get the new result that they want. So people who doesn't want to change, they're resistant to change. Obviously, if anyone brings something new ideas to them, it feels so difficult to make them move because they are, as I said, possibly in the comfort zone already by then. So love yourself, but also love your faults and love everything about anything about yourself. Because very important, if you don't realize who you are, if you don't actually love yourself, nobody can love you unless you love yourself first. Because once you know your faults, then you can better them. And also give yourself a compliment, because people need to be actually feeling good about themselves. So always pat your own back, whatever that you have achieved. I think Alicia and Francis have always, if I go to their exercise program, at the end of the day, we always pat our back and say good kind of, compliment to ourselves. And obviously, don't live your life being angry. If any of us are actually going around, as you know, most of us in the age of 20s, 30s, 40s, we have a lot of what we call adverse childhood experience, adverse adolescent kind of a situation. Possibly we have some kind of pain and some kind of a trauma. So it actually creates us to be a very angry person, a very frustrated person. But should we live in that kind of emotion? We should put it aside. We should not actually dwell into it, because anger, frustration, all will bring that negative mood into your being, right? And practice forgiveness, forgive yourself and forgive others too. I know that a lot of situations sometimes it's not easy to forgive, but try to actually learn this kind of a technique. Just forgive, and also possibly even though you have forgiven, you have forgive yourself, you have forgive someone. Sometimes it's not easy to forget, right? You can forgive, but not easy to forget. Be honest to yourself and be honest also to other people. People can see your honesty and your integrity. So it is by the action. So be honest yourself. If you are not good, accept it as you are not good. If you need to be improved, accept it as you need to improve. Never be, how should I say, denial. Never be in a situation whereby you are not humble and you're quite arrogant and doesn't want to look at yourself in that manner. Listen to people. Listen to what they want to tell, say about you. Especially, I know some people are not easy to get this, as I said, feedback or listen to people what they want to say about us, and subsequently what we can learn about how people get better, how people improve in themselves, how people become successful. So this is where we learn from people and we listen to them, right? You must know what you want, and you must know your aim, what you really want. In this case, I think it is very important for you to really realize what is your life goal. You see, a life goal is really where you can achieve all those aspects of your life at every stages that you are having. And you know that once you have already reached your, your psychological goal, your emotional goal, and then later your social goal, your work-life balance, and then you're satisfied with your family, you're satisfied with your children, you're satisfied with the people and the community around you. So this is very important for you to actually take into consideration seriously. So remember, old habits is die hard, very difficult to take it away, but you have to put it aside. You have to change to a new habit, and new habits must come up with what we call a benchmark, a high standard, and then with only a certain high standard benchmark, only then you can be a better person. And to choose to be a better person than you were yesterday. So, in fact, to be a better person, sometimes I will break it down even to parts of the day, not even the whole day yet. Example, like for us, I keep telling my student, that if you want to be a better person, you have to improve from your morning time. And by the time you reach the afternoon and the evening time, you're much better than the morning kind of situation. That means you actually avoid from making more mistakes or similar mistakes when you have in the morning, so that by the evening you are much, much better. So that actually a small bite-sized kind of improvement, it is easy to do rather than you're trying to improve yourself for the bigger picture that maybe you actually have difficulty to take control of all those things. So always remember, do things small, but surely you can manage it. So be a better person. Why? It is very important. The outcome will be you become a kinder person, you become positive person, you become a stronger person. You are achieving, you are getting things done, you are quite active in nature or you're active person. And then you live better, you feel good, you feel self-worth. You actually, nothing is there negative for you. And your relationship will be good with your friend, with your family, with your romance, and later with your children and what. So that is very important when you become a better person. So your belief doesn't make you a better person, but your behavior does. So always remember at a young age when we started with, when we see things, when we learn through the experience, when we learn through the elders that were telling us what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. Sometimes when we see what is going on, it creates our belief because the perception subsequently settle in and become our belief. And that belief can actually be very wrong. So, but whatever it is, whatever belief you have, you must know how to actually transform them into the behavior that should be, rather than the behavior according to that wrong belief. Subsequently, the behavior will end up what we call maladaptive, not adaptive to any situation, not adaptive to people around you. And that is actually the worst thing that can happen to someone when subsequently their own learning, their previous learning, their early learning, their understanding, their perception at the end of the day, their belief make their attitude, and then their behavior actually spoil their life for the rest of the life. So always remember, you still need friend. So if you want to know about true friend, because some people were asking me about, is this how a friend should behave? When a friend is actually talking behind your back, and he actually was talking bad about you, that is actually is not a friend. I call them acquaintance. You know that person, you're acquainted with that person, but this is not your friend because he doesn't respect you. When a person actually start talking negatively about you to someone else behind your back. Even though you know them, actually you can't even put them to be your friend. So, but always remember, a true friend will accept who you are unconditionally, and they will also accept you to become who you want to be, right? So they don't impose anything, they don't put any condition. So this is very important, to find this kind of a friend rather than have so many acquaintances which actually make you feel miserable. So obviously a very important element is that knowing who is your friend and how your friend can help you out. So that is about the so-called being a better person in a very quick run down about who they are and how you can be. So I hope that we can discuss it. So I will stop sharing right now. Okay, Felicia, can you take it from now?
Right. Thank you so much, Prof. I think that's a really good, short, and sweet one. Um, and I love the part where, because you say in self hypnosis or hypnotherapy, you use the mantra in every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better, right?
Yes.
Is there something that you use in Bahasa? Because like, like there's a lot of course, more for English, I mean, for Malaysian market and the Malay market, I think everybody is now trying to, of course, because of language barrier and things like that, right? So I think more and more people are getting into facing struggles with the whole, pandemic, because it's end of the year, and businesses or jobs or relationship, there's so much uncertainty. So how can a person recite this mantra, but at the same time it resonates with them, because like perhaps is there any like a translation involved?
Yes, yes, there are many actually.
Okay.
Basically, for Malay, most likely, most actually easily we can use is a lot of our so-called our zikir, our mantra that we use to actually appreciate our Almighty, and at the end of the day, things that actually will bring us. So zikir is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the mantra that we use almost every day. Example, like even the word like istighfar, ask for
Mm-hmm.
pardon, that is also. And then during that zikir, ask for pardon, we also go for dua. So these are all the mantras actually we have been doing. In fact, you'll be surprised. A lot of us possibly realize the Muslim, the prayers is actually a mantra because it's also a dua. And we keep repeating the same verses in the Quranic verses, the other du'as that we have. So actually, we are practicing these mantras in a way every day for 5 times at least for
Mm.
the fardu prayers. Then subsequently we have doa, we have istighfar, and then we have this so-called the prayer that is sunnah in that sense. It is good to do, even if you don't do, you are not being fault, but it is good to do. So those kind of a thing. So, but basically in all our prayers, actually there are all these so-called verses, which actually equivalent to, as I said, a repeated nature of actually putting into your subconscious mind.
Mm.
So
Mm.
we have been doing that, but unfortunately, what is happening is that, like the English version, you understand the word every day in every way, and better and better. But some of us we reading our Quranic verses, some of us we reading our istighfar, or we say our du'as, or we say our zikir. Unfortunately, we say it out loud, but we don't really understand because it's in Arabic. So I think
Mm.
this is the issue that quite a number of people need to understand. They need to understand what they are saying,
Yeah, yeah,
because
definitely.
internalizing thing is based on how you understand it. That's why we advise them, don't even need to say it in Arabic if you want, but certain things you have to. But there are a lot of du'as and prayers. Obviously, you can actually just do it in your heart and say it out quietly with yourself, and but
Mm.
repeatedly doing it. Yeah. For
Mm.
example, like there are our zikir about, there's certain thing that we zikir every day by the hundreds of time in a day. So
Mm.
actually, that is actually equivalent to this for actually development of our subconscious mind.
Mm.
Initially, it will be a conscious activity. Subsequently, it will set in into the subconscious mind.
That's good. That's good. So if anybody who's listening, the equivalent, in your own religious prayers, there's a lot of mantras and chanting and, zikir that you can actually follow. I think that's really important because I remember this one very wise quote from this leader. I think this is like maybe 11, 12 years ago. He
Mm-hmm.
said when you are left with no more strength, use your knees, because there you can actually kneel and you pray, basically you berserah lah, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that is very important, especially now we are trying to use all our strength, all our energy to stay strong, right? But
Mm.
internally, if you are struggling, I mean, we are all struggling in different levels. I think it's really important, because being a better person is also being aware of our weaknesses, and accepting that. And I think, yeah, like the one that I always use, I think you mentioned it, the forgiveness, right? Yeah,
Mm-mm.
we are very tough on ourselves. We need to learn how to say sorry and forgive ourselves first and foremost. Yeah, I think that's very important. Forgiveness is part of the 10 things that you mentioned just now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Mm,
even to start with, there are two forgiveness that we need to actually do practice every day. One is beg for forgiveness with our Almighty, and then
mhm,
secondly, beg for forgiveness with people around us.
mhm.
Because every time actually what happens to you, you don't realize that maybe you contributed to the wrongdoings that end up you feeling the so-called the the burden of the wrongdoing that you did to people. So that's why be a forgiving person. Always actually forgive people, and at the end of the day, it will come back to you. You know this
Mm.
karma kind of a thing. If you
Yeah.
do good, you forgive people. Inshallah, I would say you feel much better.
Mm.
So ask for forgiveness from Allah for us, and ask forgiveness from people around. It doesn't matter whoever it is, but at least call them up and say sorry. Today I was, communicating with you. Possibly you're not feeling good about it. Even though I don't think so, there's any much a problem, mistake. But if you can just pardon me before I sleep, because I don't know whether I can wake up again. Maybe I die in my sleep. At least I can settle
Yeah.
with you. So we have that kind of a practice actually.
I think a lot of
Sometimes.
people live with unfinished, business or trauma. So
Mm,
sometimes the one that you probably want to say but tak sempat, right? Yeah. So it's very
yeah.
important for us to continuously do that mindfully, right? And
Yes,
then we can actually live a very, I think peace is the ultimate takeaway message from 2020, I think. Peace within
yes.
yourself. Yeah.
Never live with anger. Never live with frustration. Never actually bring this negative emotion in your life. Because this negative emotion obviously doesn't bring any good at all. It
Mm,
will disturb you in many ways.
mm,
It can easily disturb you. As simple as sometimes this negative emotion, obviously it can just come with even people around you without even they doing a problem. Just seeing them, just seeing something that you realize maybe that make you angry, even though they didn't refer to you, but already you have this negative emotion. So obviously it transmit very easily, become very much negative, and at the end of the day, very much maladaptive for you.
mm, mhm. Well, we can open up the floor to any questions. Maybe some of us want to share how are you, what is your routine or what is your practice when it comes to working to be a better version of yourself, or being a better
Mm.
person. Maybe some of us can share.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any questions, yeah, that would be good as well. You can type in the chat, or if you have any questions for Prof or for myself or Coach Francis or anybody, you can also ask questions.
Remember, everyone is a resource person. Remember,
Mm,
everyone actually has some ability to tell someone else, because everyone actually have their strength. Yeah? So please just share with us. Not to worry. Don't feel actually yourself not able to. Okay. Yes, Dr. Narayan.
Rata, you need to unmute yourself. Oh, it's been a while since we see you live on Zoom. Nice to see you.
Yes.
Ah, hello. Is your volume turned on? We can't really hear you still. Is your audio turned on? Your
Already.
mic. Yeah, you already unmute, but I think your mic or audio, you need to tune in, I think, or something like that. No worries, we give her a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think one of the things also we can do is to constantly to have gratitude. I think it's hard to be thankful, especially when things are hard. Sometimes it's not easy to just like, sometimes maybe you have a job, it's paying you, but you at the same time you are feeling very stressed from it. So those are the things that some people may be feeling stressed about as well. So it's important to be thankful about those things as well. To say thank you for still having a job, and it helps you to pay your bills, right? Yeah. So every little thing counts. I believe when we are thankful for the small things, God or the universe will reward us with bigger things. Yeah. So that also helps us to become a better person, I think.
Very true. Very true.
Dato, are you there?
Can you?
Yes, yes, we
Yes, we
can
can
hear
hear you
you.
now. Okay.
Oh,
So I was just a pillar for
but I lost the things
audio.
on my.
For a while that you've not been online, so no problem. We ask sikit.
I cannot see in my computer.
Oh, dear.
But I
Okay.
want to say something.
Sure.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Self-mastery is the road to happiness. You recognize, understand, and control your mind, but not to control the situation. I think many of us try to control situation. That's where the stress arises. And we know that we have no control. We never had control, and we can never have control. And we know that good things, bad things come and go. I think we just have to go with it, the flow of life, be humble, as the Prof was saying, be humble, learn and learn to be a better person. I think I learned that.
Wow,
Great.
good insight. Thank you for your sharing.
Just about to add what Dato Narayan was saying about control. It's not that we cannot control the situation around us. It is the way we can control the response to the situation. We have the ability to control our response to the situation, because the response is yours. The situation is obviously a situation that we can't do anything much. I think what we are trying to do, be a better person, is actually how you then actually put your emotion to it. How do you then put your thoughts into it? How then you put your behavior into it? Because that is the control that you have based on yourself. I think that is the possibly the better.
Yeah, to add on, there's a quote on it. I think 10% is what happens to you, but 90% is how you respond.
And the situation come and go, but we must learn how to respond at that particular moment.
Very yeah, so your response is yours.
Right. That's why I think I just saw this on there's so many, actually, when you do scroll for like positive things to read about, so that you can also in a way remind yourself, right? I saw this quote. I think it's very suitable to actually share it right now, because we were just on point. I think before we learn how to respond or even react, we learn how to pause first, because sometimes when we have anger, that's it, right? We sort of like we release and then we cannot retract it back. So pause when you're angry. Take a pause before you judge. Pause before you assume. Pause before you accuse. Pause and remember love. I think that's important. Yeah, good reminder for everybody.
And the pause is take a deep breathing. I was saying that pause.
Yes.
Just take a deep breathing,
Tarik nafas
you
dulu.
are aware at that particular moment.
So that's why mindfulness is very important, because the outcome of mindfulness is ability to pause. his ability to remain calm, ability to think first before you act, before you say, before you do things. So I think we
Mm.
need to be very mindful now. We have to really practice and be skillful about it.
I think younger people, like, I mean, I think I'm still included in that. I think, teenagers, 20s, 30s is a time where we are more, I think, emotional and expressive and somehow impulsive, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're young, you're reckless as well, right? So I think it's good to learn, wisdom, to mix with different groups of people. I think this platform gives us a very good balance.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
there's not actually it's not really age it comes with maturity. It's actually just a mixture of experience, and we are willing to learn from each other. I think
Mm,
that's um, how we actually share it. Yeah, how we actually hop onto it, and actually we can get uh, that particular lesson, so that we learn how to I guess try to avoid making more mistakes,
yeah.
and why not, right? I think OPM, like other people's mistake, the wise people learn from other people's experience, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? I think.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I thought about the learning part is very interesting. I remember this saying: if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are a good student, you keep learning, no one can stop you.
Yeah.
I think this is a very a good reminder for everybody.
Mm,
So we don't give excuse and why we are not as mindful as other people, not as enlightened as other people, but we always can study their attitude. It's about attitude, how they look at things and why they want to take the step forward and
mhm.
move on to become a better person. Yeah. Yeah.
True. True.
Mm.
But always remember this: learning. There's two ways. One is actually self-learning, but most important, if possible, learn with a guru, learn with a sifu, learn with someone who has already got all those experiences and more wisdom, more knowledge, because then there will be learning with a guide.
Mm.
Learning stuff, maybe not having a guide, you may interpret wrongly. But most important, you can never stop learning. Knowledge is very important for all of us. And then we can put
Yep.
our knowledge into
Agree.
practice.
Very good. Mm.
And to add to that, not only learn from guru, but learn from failure and from food, because from there we can get experience to grow.
Yes, yes. Right.
Yeah.
In fact, as you said, failure is our guru too.
Yeah,
Ah,
definitely. And then 10 years down the road, we can look back and laugh at ourselves. I mean, now it's painful,
yeah.
but it will only be funny, later on when we actually learn from it.
True, true,
I
true.
think
True.
Murthy, you wanted to share something? Can mute yourself.
Yeah, thank you for everyone. This week I break through myself with my sister uh, because last 8 years I'm in networking business. Still, only my sister only I avoid telling somebody bad to me. Then why you do like this? This one. Okay, you better go to a normal job. And I avoid to see my sister also. And after Diwali finish, then I see some video. Then I read my books. Then every time morning I wake up in the morning. Then I do myself workout. And then I say to when I wake up, then all go so wiki everything I finish it. Then I go to my mirror there. I say I love you to me,
Yeah, you love yourself.
and
Okay.
then I go to yeah. Then firstly I go to running, come out. Then I do the video. Then I feel something. Okay, why not? We let it go everything. Then I say sorry to my sister. then I do some video. Of course, I fear do some video, then I assist. So whatever happens, because I say sorry. So this my life I want to be. Maybe you are still an employee because you're that your perfect your point of view, you don't make it self employed, not the way. Okay, so happens. I release everything, then I feel better. And after yesterday or 2 days before, my sister called me. Then I said to me, I'm very excited. You know what? I hear from my sister, hey bro, I agree with you. Whatever now happens, the situation is against us. Even I'm in a corporate, so I'm not feeling unsatisfied myself. So you're doing good. So better keep on continue that. Okay. So I'm really excited because wow, something happened to me. Okay, just keep moving on. Okay? The energy is 100% now. Just keep moving. That's today I want to share today.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Muti. Yeah.
Wow.
And so
Awesome.
congratulations for actually taking the better step, getting to be better now moving forward. Because it's not easy sometimes to work against our emotion, our ego. But now I think, as I said, learning number one is be a humble person and be a respectful person. I think that is very important. So I
Thank
pray for your
you.
success from now on with your relationship, especially with family. And that's with people around you. And always remember, everyone has their own perspective. Sometimes people were saying that you must be an employee, that will make you more safe, make you comfortable. Some people actually challenge themselves with their own business. So everyone has their own different perspective. So what we need to do is just respect people's perspective. I think that is the way forward. Don't impose, don't think that we only know the right answer.
Thank you.
Whatever you do, people will say something, whether it's good or bad. It's different people have different perspective. So you have to move on and believe that if you're in the right way, you just move on.
Great.
Yeah, you can't change a hater. That
Yeah,
is
you
the
just need to find the believers. You cannot find the person who is skeptical, right? Yeah, just focus on the believers and keep doing. I mean, as long as what you're doing is not against the law or anything like that, I think that's fine. Right? Yeah.
That's really okay.
I think it's good. Yeah, the energy that you send out, find peace within yourself and others, and people will find a way to accept the way you are, and you will, respect another person's decision and also view as well. Yeah, I think that's so important. Yeah, being humble and everything. Yeah, thank you, Murti.
Thank you, Felicia.
Yeah. Okay, Noreen, since you're on the video, so maybe you wanted to share a bit on about because you've been telling me that you've been hiking and exercising. So share a bit about your experience. How does that make you? Is there a difference between like adding on activity, and does it help you to improve yourself in any way? Because today we are talking about how to become better, right? Yeah.
I think okay, on my first hike, I really told myself that this is gonna be my last hike because I think it's very hard. People say it usually take like 30 minutes to reach the top, but we took like 1 hour plus. It's really hard lah for me. But then 3 weeks later, my friend ajak, let's go hiking again. So I give it second try. And then we arrived faster. And today is my fourth hike, and
Wow.
I arrived at the top I only take 49 minutes, 50 minutes. So I think I improve on each hike, and tomorrow I will go hiking again.
Nice.
No,
You're on a roll.
you see, when you do it again and again, it becomes easy and easy. Yeah,
not tired at all.
not
Very
tired
easy.
at all.
And
Wow.
she was
Serious.
telling me about the clouds, and it's so beautiful. So I'm enjoying the photos as well. Yeah.
Well, above the cloud.
Yeah.
You reach above the cloud now. That's good.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And usually ada apps to record all the
Mm.
distance.
Yeah.
And for this month alone, I already jog or walk for 47 km. I
Wow.
think it's a lot lah.
Wow.
Improve lah.
Oh yeah,
Very
very good.
So it's like 2-3 days until the end of November. So maybe I can target to complete that 50 km.
Woo!
Yay.
Alright.
Awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
Noreen, I'll give you a special gift, huh? Remember, on top of your medal, I give you a
Yeah.
souvenir, okay? Do 50,
But
yeah?
one thing lah, if I go hiking or I jog in the evening, I don't achieve that 10k step. But if I go shopping, I pusing-pusing Ipoh Parade, suddenly the notification pop up. Okay, you have achieved 10k step today, very active. It was
Yeah,
like,
shopping also it helps, and of course also what you put into your mouth lah, right? Then shopping, makan, right? So it's good.
That is good to hear. Lord.
Yeah,
Very different Nurin.
yeah. Everybody got different progress. I think so. We keep each other updated. Although we are, physically apart,
Yeah.
socially we are still connected. Yeah, and I wanted to also on top of that, I think active lifestyle is it's such a how you really want to sometimes change your mindset is through physical and movement, right? And of course, nutrition and rest and everything. But one of the good things is just to start, because one of the things I realized, a lot of people that is like, when they're homebound, like, they don't go out anywhere. Of course, there's a pandemic. You don't, encourage people to go out as much. But walking around your taman, going out for a walk is so important. I have seen a tremendous, improvement. Even I have this client, because they are expats, so she's a Pakistani. So of course, when she, by the time she finish her duties as a wife and a mom, it will be a late night, and they are living in like a condo. So I just told her that she needs to reach like 5,000 to 6,000 steps, on because she was cope up and there's a lot of stress. She cannot really go out, so she was just walking through, like, just on a corridor. And every day she would send me like, oh, I've reached 5,000 steps, 6,000, sometimes 8,000, 9,000 steps. And yeah, she actually achieved her health goals. And you can see definitely the mood and everything changes, because I can be motivating her every day, like, you can do it, you can do it. But if she's not moving and she's not, doing anything, and that's the only thing I can, like, it's like a hammer and a nail. So once you start moving, it becomes natural for you. So like Nurin, I don't need to motivate you, right? So instead of motivating, let me inspire you to reach your, to become a better version of yourself. No, we are not trying to change you into me. You don't need to, like today I ran, you don't need to run like me to become fit. So you do your thing, right? Yeah, but most important thing is that you have your own progress, whether it's mental, physical, because we're talking about body, mind, spirit. Yeah, so that, I think that's important. So yeah, a lot of people, even if you're working out, exercising 1 hour, it's good to just sometimes after dinner take a walk, 20-30 minutes. Or like I see Prof Mohammad will go with the and wife to go out with the neighbors for a walk, so those are very, very good activities. It's not just high intensity exercise they will do it, right? So I know Dato does gardening. She has a beautiful garden. There's so many plants that she has to tend to, right? So that is also already a very good meditation and being mindful, being present. Yeah, so everybody has their own thing to do, like do whatever that makes you happy, whether it's exercising, whether it's talking to a friend, whether it's doing a bit more prayers or meditating or resting.
Yeah, have a good activity, I would say. There are many ways of doing things. tending to your hobbies,
Mm,
tending to your passion. I think that is the best that we can do.
mm.
Yeah, very true.
I think we have a great session today. Everybody got their own part to share. So thank you so much for sharing, Murthy, Coach Francis, Nuri, Dr.
Thank you
Narain,
so much.
Prof
Thank
especially,
you so much.
and there's also Dr. Shakir, there's Nurhani, there's Muhammad, and there's Muhammad Shalihan as well, right? So and everybody's watching on Facebook, and we will always
Yes.
post this on the YouTube. So for future viewing, and it will also remain on Facebook, so more people can actually tune in, have a sense of belonging to a community. Like, sometimes it takes a video, it takes a song, it takes a inspirational, motivational thing. Sometimes it's a sharing from probably from Nurin and Murthy today, or and Dato, that can inspire somebody to start doing something. Yeah, so whatever we are doing now is like planting seeds, and these are good karma. Whatever good you're building will end up building you as well. So we hope that this educational platform will continue to inspire others to be better versions of themselves. So till next week. So we'll be entering December already. and we'll call it 2020 done, and then there's New Year, right? So let's hope everybody stay safe till the next time we meet, and take care. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Good
Bye bye.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
And
Bye. Yeah.
Thank you.